Hey gang, Jason here for the love of tractors, and it's that time of the year again. It's the time of the year where we talk about the best farm toys of 2024. I can't believe it's already December. I'm actually recording this on Christmas Eve. I intend to upload it probably the day after Christmas. But it's really hard to believe that that's where we're at right now. Um, this year has flown by, and it has been quite a year for farm toys. So I had a lot to choose from. Other mentions that aren't in the final, excuse me, that aren't in the final five here would be the Rimlinger grain drill, the Artex manure spreader, and then you can see right back there the 715 Case IH quad track, which I painted up Steiger green. Actually, don't have a red one that I could even show in this video, but I didn't add it to the list for several reasons. But I think each one of these here have a little bit more significance than the 715. Now, I could have also added the new Steiger 400 and the 9380 that just came out from Case IH within the last few months. Both are incredible, and from a detail standpoint, they're actually better than any of these. But they didn't make the list because we've seen those tractors before in other numbers. So, for example, the 400 was a 450, and the 9380 was a quad track before they made the wheel tractor of it. Both excellent, top-notch models. If you watch my reviews of them, you know I'm very fond of those. But I just didn't feel like it would be appropriate to put those into this list where they've kind of been in previous lists before. So here we go. Here is my top 5 pick. So coming in, I guess at number 5, is this new Cat backhoe and bucket tractor. This is from Diecast. Diecast Masters. I almost said Diecast Promotions, and that would be incorrect. Diecast Masters. Now, you're kind of wondering, like, okay, this maybe isn't the most detailed piece, and, some of the, articulation doesn't even articulate and things like that. Why is this on your top 5 of the year list? And it's because I'm glad we're finally seeing a push into the 164 scale world by some of the construction manufacturers, such as Diecast Masters. So that was a really exciting piece to me, and I do think, even though it doesn't have maybe some of the detail we'd like it to have, this looks incredible sitting on a display. I mean, this is look at here on the camera. I mean, this camera's a foot away from the tractor. It's fantastic. Looks great. So if you want on a display, if you need, a little tractor doing some work, maybe you're digging a trench, maybe you're digging out culverts, something like that, I think you're hard-pressed to get this. Plus, the other advantage, and another reason this is on the list, is the price. These are silly cheap, like $20-ish cheap. So that's pretty hard to beat, guys. Now, it's a lot of plastic, but there is some die cast kind of in some of the parts. And then you got metal rivets and things like that. But it is mostly plastic, so you do have that. But the wheels all turn and roll, and, things do raise and lower, even if they maybe aren't the most detailed that they could possibly be. So that's why it sits on number 5 on the list. Number 4. WA17 Wagner. Now, you might be saying, didn't we have a John Deere of this last year? Similar, yes, but this actually has quite a bit, a fair amount of new casting. So, like this front end, for example, is completely different. In fact, let's bring the John Deere over here to compare. So you can see the John Deere has the squared off front end. This has the angled front end. Squared off hood, more of a rounded and smaller hood up front. We've got the air conditioner up top here. We do not here. I think the WA14, I'm sorry, this is the 14. The WA17 of the John Deere does have that air conditioner up there. But anyway, pretty nice tractor overall. This was a National Farm Toy Show tractor, of course. I had assumed we would see a variation of that John Deere when that was announced in the Prestige Select Series accompanying the 1/16 scale version. So this wasn't much of a surprise when they announced it, but I was happy they announced it because this is a nice looking tractor. Now, of course, there's an orange chaser version out there. I don't have one of those. Don't plan to get one of those. They're expensive. Just not gonna worry about adding something like that to my collection. But if you want one of these, they're not too bad. They're not terribly priced. So you can get them. They're a pretty decent little toy. Lots of die cast in this. The complete opposite of that die cast Masters. The, interesting. I just thought of die cast Masters. Not much die cast. But anyway, this from Ertl, lots of die cast. It's a big, heavy tractor. So really appreciate what Ertl did there. Now, next up, 6070 Allis Chalmers from SpecCast. And the reason this makes it is we had the singles version earlier in the year. Now, for the summer show, actually, now we've got the duals version, and this thing looks just fantastic. It is ready to head to the field. We've got weights up front, your air cleaner, your exhaust, and lots of detail in the operator station. I will do a full video on this tractor very soon, so just stay tuned for that, and you can kind of see all the details of that. Even the undercarriage is detailed. These run about 30 bucks is what this is going to cost you. So yeah, that's a little pricey, but this is a really nice tractor. And so for 30 bucks, I'm actually kind of almost going with this is a good deal because of all the extra tooling for the lights, the 3-point, all that undercarriage detail, the weights, all that's different tooling. So all that is more cost. Really nice tractor. I'm really excited to see that. Looks great. Would be great for any Allis Chalmers fan, or if you can find it on the display, that'd be great. Find room on your display. Now, that leaves us with two, guys. That leaves us with two. So, number 2 is going to be the new Case IH AF11 Combine. And this is a really great piece. And kind of what keeps it from being number 1 is some of the typical Ertl-ness, like, for example, the flat disc steering wheel in the operator cabinet, and all that. Otherwise, this is a really great piece. This was for the farm show. The auger does fold out. It does pass the Kinsey grain cart test. It will fit, which is fantastic. It's got the handrails all around it. On tracks, the tracks actually roll. Not super great, but they do roll. I think the detail on the wheels, the bogey wheels, drive wheels, all that is great. It's got the fire extinguisher there, your mirrors, flashers, feeder house does raise and lower, things of that nature. Really nice combine. And then that did come with a big 60-foot draper head. I've already customized this head, so that's why yours won't look like this. Yours will be basically all red except for the black beaters there. And then we've got a decent looking corn head to go with that as well. So that is our number 2. And I guess by process of elimination, that leaves us with the farm show John Deere. So they made 6,000 of these this year. The 8RT, excuse me, 410. And the reason this is my number 1, this is a pretty reasonably priced tractor, 30 to 35 bucks. And for that, you get all this detail, kind of the updated 2-track hood and design and all that stuff. And I really think, and I said this in my video about this tractor, and I also said it in my Toy Farmer article, I really do think this is the new standard of detail. So this is in the Prestige series, so obviously not every tractor is going to have this level of detail, but if this is a Prestige tractor, if it's going to be a Prestige tractor, this is the standard now to me. I would be disappointed in anything less than that, because now we know what Ertl and John Deere are capable of. And that is a really nicely detailed tractor that looks excellent and only costs around 30 to 35 bucks. You get the correct weights up front. No more trapezoidal weights that we saw in the past. We've got the new updated mirrors, your ladder, your railing. The interior of this cab looks nice. You've got a monitor in there on the console. You've got detail painting on your drive wheels. You've even got the casted weight relief here on the inside. And then we have foldable flasher bars here and a raisable 3-point hitch that I don't know, the quick hitch looks a little odd on it, but I'm glad it's there. And then if you really don't like the silver rivets, you could always just hit those with a little bit of green paint. Wouldn't even notice they're there. You do have your globe on top, your GPS globe, and then the updated exhaust. And then there's work lights all around it and all that. So I think that this is a very worthy tractor for our 2024 Tractor of the Year. I would love it if you guys would let me know down below what your 2024 Tractor of the Year is. All right, guys, that'll do. Have yourselves an awesome day. Happy tractor hunting.